Hello YouTube, my name is Shirria. This is the Shirria Mac channel where I am documenting my journey towards debt freedom in hopes to build wealth, retire early, or become work independent. If you are new here, thank you so very much for clicking on this video, and if you are a returning viewer or subscriber, thank you so very much for coming back. If you are new and you're a viewer but not a subscriber, please consider subscribing to follow my journey towards debt freedom, building wealth, early retirement, or work independence, paying debt alone as a married woman, or as a married woman paying debt alone, however I say it. In today's video, we'll be closing out my February 1 paycheck budget. Let's just get into it. So, as you can see, this is my February Paycheck 1 budget. If you have not watched my actual budget, please go back and watch that video, as it will help you maneuver through and understand this video. So, just a brief recap, I am a full-time social worker. I work an on-call position in the evenings and weekends. That is my full-time job. I have two part-time jobs. One is a behavioral health manager at a local health department, and the other one is a consulting position with a company. So, this was my income, $28,7754. It included my full-time income, which fluctuates because of how we're paid, and then my consulting is a 1099 position, so I receive a flat rate. And then I got a payment from her skincare. After this month, I will no longer be including her skincare in my income budgets, because I should be paying myself an owner's draw, and I'm not at the point where I can do that. My target debt for this pay period was Lowe's. We will see at the end of the month if I was able to accomplish that. So just to start out, I was completely over budget. There were a lot of things that went into which caused me to go over budget. One was that I had an interview with a position that I really thought I was going to get. It was really what I had wanted, which was a remote therapist position. I thought I had a good interview, and then I did not get the job, and so I was very disappointed. And I am aware that my spending is tied to emotions, any type of negative emotion, frustration, disappointment, upset, tired, anything like that. I go and I either eat food, or I shop, or I do both. Anyhow, so we'll go over my fixed expenses. The point of them being fixed is that they don't change, but I did add some expenses, and I will also stop including expenses that I accrue for my businesses in my personal income. They will be moved over to a business budget. And if you are interested in seeing how I budget for my business, it's very similar to how I budget for myself personally in my household. But please let me know down in the comments. I will incorporate that into my channel if there is an interest. Anyhow, my mortgage, my second mortgage is $410. It's actually $397. I paid $410. I am contemplating on just paying what the minimum is, only because I am getting ready to start paying off my student loan debt, and there is a minimum number that I need to pay every month to stay on target for being debt free in 5 years. And so wherever I can cut expenses, I am willing to do that, and this would be one of them. That it's only $13, but $13 adds up in a year. Big Cartel, which is her skincare expense, was $9.99. That will come off of this budget, and it will go strictly to her skincare expenses and income. Verizon, which is my cell phone plan, was budgeted for $85.19, but it's actually $91.87 because now I am paying for Apple Music. Life insurance, $133.26. Sindel, which is another her skincare expense, was $398, and that is how I ship my packages. Audible, you know, that is something I have added back into my life, and I am so happy that I have. And then Amazon Prime is $13.87. I'm considering canceling that or seeing if my husband can sign up or take one of these other streaming services off of my plate. Then some variable expenses I had was my son had a dentist appointment. The appointment was actually $300. I paid $150. I put that on a credit card, and I paid half of that right back off, and the other half should be reimbursed from my insurance. And then I had to file my articles for my private practice, my mental health private practice. Also, I signed my son up for a Planet Fitness membership, which I'm wondering if I'm still going to have to keep. It was because, you know, to provide them some type of outlet or socialization because school is closed, but they will be returning to school 1 day a week beginning March 1st. So I'm not sure if these are his membership and her membership, which total $20 because they just had the $10 membership, is something I'll still have to keep. And then TurboTax, I went ahead and filed my taxes, and that to pay for that service, it was $220. So my variable expenses, what I thought was going to be $275, was actually $501.27. Then in groceries, I spent In groceries, I budgeted $100. I spent $124.46. That's not bad. I mean, I really could just go up to $125 for the next budget. Then for gas, I spent $97.02. That's because I put gas in my car, my daughter's car, and I had not originally budgeted for that. Spending, I budgeted $100. I spent $293.27. Again, it was the combination of not getting that interview, being frustrated when I go to work because I absolutely despise my job. Then commissions, I had not planned on paying out anything, but I ended up giving one child $20. Well, I ended up paying all of my children something. I paid my son $25. I gave him $25. I didn't pay him for anything. I gave him $25 to go out. Then my daughter needed 10 and I gave her 20. And then another daughter, she actually helped my son with his homework, and so she charged me $20. And then dining, you see that was not even an expense, and it's also not an expense in my following budget, but I spent $72.25. So my budgeted expenses was $518.50, but my actual expenses were $845.50. I definitely need to look into adding dining to my budget. I think it's just unrealistic knowing that my spending is tied to my emotions. Then sinking funds, taxes is $90. I took out 10% of my $10.99 pay, but I am going to have to, since I did my taxes and I had to pay back so much, I am going to start taking out 25% for my taxes. If you have 1099 income or you are self-employed, how much do you take out for taxes? Comment that down below as well. But I think 25% of that budgeted, that $900 flat rate 1099 income should suffice. I'm not sure. Travel, I take $150, and car maintenance is $100, but I use $60 to get an oil change and inspection. And so I took $40 out and put stuff the envelope with that. So my actual income was the same, my savings was the same, but my expenses, I'm getting ready to do the math here. In a previous video, I shared that my calculator broke, so I'm using my iPad until I can get another one. So my expenses actually came up to $1188.93 plus $501.27, $1690. Sinking funds were actually, I'm gonna leave it $340 because then envelopes were $840.50. So if we do the math, you can see that $2877.54 minus $275 minus $1690.20 minus $840.50 left $71.84. So you may have already drawn a conclusion on if I was able to pay that extra debt, but I'm not going to discuss that in this video because I do monthly updates at the beginning of the month, and February's update, what I was able to accomplish towards or pay towards debt, will be reflected in my March. Well, it'll be reflected in my February debt update that will air the 1st of March. But some improvements, which is something that I would like to start to track because I do keep these handouts in my notebook, is that I need to add a dining expense and I need to separate business expenses. And increase taxes. $20 or 25%, or whatever percent you guys tell me, because I don't know. And then I probably need to stop just handing money out to my kids. Stop just giving money to my children. They receive a commissions, and I need to be enforcing them or encouraging them to budget their commissions like I am budgeting my money. And I think those are all the improvements I could make, or things I could do differently to make sure I stay in budget. Some of these expenses were just not foreseeable. I'm gonna have to reevaluate my streaming services, because at this point, if I'm paying for Amazon, which is $13.87, plus I pay for Hulu, and then I pay for, that's $39.48, which is not bad, but I don't know, like $39.48 times 12 is $473. I don't know. Most of my family watches YouTube half of the day anyway, and that's free right now. So, those are the improvements I need to make. I am going to take them into consideration when I develop my February Paycheck 2 budget. And that is it. Do comment down below, one, if you are self-employed or if you have 1099 income, how much do you set aside, if anything, for taxes? And there was something else I asked you guys to comment on. Share any improvements or suggestions you think I should make to help me tame my budget more. It's kind of ridiculous how I continue to go over budget, or how I am going over budget. Considering I've been budgeting for so long, I should be more disciplined. But again, I am aware that my spending is attached to my emotions, and particularly any negative emotion. It's crazy because if something good happens, or if I'm in a good mood, I come home and eat with no problem. I'm excited to cook, and that's how that goes. But Comment down below any improvements you think or any suggestions to help me stay in budget. And if you are self-employed or receive 1099 income, how much you set aside for your taxes, or where I can get that information from. Thank you so very much for watching this video. If you have not already subscribed, please consider subscribing to follow my journey towards debt freedom, early retirement, building wealth, or work independence as a married woman paying debt alone. And do remember that the debt-free journey is indeed a journey, not a destination. Bye. Oh, this was another expense. $60, but it was in my spending. So yeah, I got my nails done. I don't know if I like them. They're pretty long.